Here with Black Bear Inspections, and I am recording this video today from Pflugerville, Texas. This is a frame inspection that I am doing, or phase inspection. And this video is actually part of a video series that I'm putting together that's called Behind the Walls Matter. Now, this is for you guys who out there considering maybe building your house from the ground up, or maybe you're already in the process and you're wondering, hey, should I hire an inspector to come out and oversee my house, right? Or you didn't even know that that was an option, all right? Now, I will tell you, in my opinion and in my experience, this is the best time to get your home inspected, right? If we can eliminate some issues behind the wall before the drywall goes up, it can save a lot of time in the end, right? Instead of cutting drywall back, right? And I can tell you, there's a lot of deficiencies behind the wall. Just because you can't see them don't mean that they don't exist. All right, and so we're gonna break this down into a few video series. Today we're talking about frame, all right? Now your frames are designed by a licensed engineer, and make sure your engineer is designed. You should be able to see his stamp on the set of plans, all right, or prints. Right. And your engineer is going to call out what kind of lumber we're supposed to use, what grade of lumber, what fasteners we're supposed to be used, your nailing patterns, all different kind of specifications. All right, and so this is one of the reasons why a lot of inspectors don't like doing these inspections, because this means you have to have a basic working knowledge on how frames are put together. And you need to know how to read plans, all right? This is what separates your inspectors. And if you remember what I'm talking about, find out if your inspectors are certified, all right, to get them out here to do these type of frame inspections for you, all right? Now, I will tell you, in doing these inspections, in my experience, right, a lot of times these guys use the wrong type of wood, right? Or lumber, I should say, right? And so your lumber is stamped, all right? And your stamp actually tells you a lot about the lumber. You know, what kind of grade it is, right? What the moisture content is. If you go online, you can figure all this stuff out. But we know that as inspectors, you should be using a certain grade of lumber inside of the house. And I tell you, I find this a lot, where guys, they run out of lumber, and so they use the wrong, a lesser grade of material, all right? Also, he's going to tell you about your fasteners and your nailing patterns, right? You have to have different type of nails in different type of areas, right? You have to have certain nail patterns in certain areas, all right? Again, this is one of those things that you have to have a working knowledge about, all right? Now, I'll tell you here, let me give you an example. This is what we call a hurricane clip, right? I mean, I'm sorry, not a hurricane clip, but this is a strap, a foundation anchor, all right? And so these call for a certain type of nail. And I find this all the time when they use the wrong nails. And believe it or not, nails really affect the shear force, all right? And what that means is it affects the performance of this being able to hold it down to your foundation, all right? This is all designed to hold the walls down to the foundation, and these all, not always, but a good percentage of the time have the wrong fasteners in there, all right? Also, your engineer is going to design wind loads and what we call seismic loads, all right? Now, here in Austin, we don't get a lot of hurricanes that come up on land, right? But in your coastal regions, your Houston, Galveston, Mississippi, all those areas there, you have to design for specific wind loads, all right? And so again, this is where that knowledge comes from, that working knowledge about what to look for, all right? Those those foundation straps are part of them. This is another example. This is what we call a hurricane clip, all right? And so if you look up, you'll see that all along the side there's certain hurricane clips, and they have to be in certain areas. Very important. A lot of times I find that these are missing, all right? And so the engineer is calling for them. Very important that you check those out, all right? For you guys who are living in California, well, you got to do certain things for earthquakes, all right? And so your inspector should be knowledgeable about what to look for on that. Lastly, the IRC, or the International Residential Code, has minimum requirements that we have to do with frames, all right? So we should know those minimum requirements. They want to know where your anchor bolts are spaced at, right, and how far they're spaced to hold your house down, right? They want to. They call out on how wide you can spread your lumber, or on your load bearing walls. Your walls, these can only go so far when they're load bearing, all right? And so your inspectors should know that. They want to know how. They call out how the roof is connected to the load bearing walls. There's specific nailing patterns on how you will connect the roof rafter to the load bearing wall. There's specific call outs on what size lumber to use, all right? And believe it or not, if your house ever caught on fire, all right, you have what we call fire blocking that's necessary, because some of your wall cavities can become chimneys, all right? And so basically the fire can transition from one floor to the next one if we don't put fire blocking in certain areas. This again is that common knowledge that inspectors have to be able to do these inspections, all right? So make sure your inspectors that you hired are certified or ICC certified to be able to do these type of inspections, all right? So again, this is part of the video series. Next week, I'll talk about electrical, all right? And so if you find this valuable, please like and share it. If you got a comment or suggestion or question, post it below. And also you guys can find me on my website, just posted it, by High End Media, www.blackbearinspect.com, and at Black Bear Inspect on all of those other social media avenues. Thanks for watching my video today.